ready? Okay, it says it's going live, and it says we're live.
Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 349.
349, the one where I have audio issues.
Yes. Before we get started, it's tradition now that we have some sort of computer.
Yeah, I just got a new computer and I tried to join with it and the audio didn't work. Even though I tested it during our Janice thing.
But it was Bluetooth. There was Bluetooth involved. And I found like my work computer, I tried to get my Samsung earbuds to connect to it, totally bricked it trying to get my Bluetooth to work. So now I'm like, it's over the speakers or the old school headphones with the jack or nothing, because I'm not going through that again.
No, especially if you're not planning on a work related shutdown. Like I've even had it where I've planned it and I did a backup and half the files that I backed up were missing once I gave that computer back to the I was like,
everything is to the cloud now, because I had like a major presentation that I was preparing for, which was why I was trying to get the headphones and everything all whatever, right? And
oh no.
People don't appreciate when you're like, I had a really great presentation and now it's gone because it was saved on my desktop and not backed up to the cloud. So now I've got that all set up. The cloud is my friend. But speaking of friends, we've got Claire, Sandy, Janice, Randy, Nikki, and Cindy out there saying hello. Hello, friends. So I'm blaming it on Bluetooth. We'll go with Bluetooth.
I can concur, right? As soon as I said disconnect Bluetooth, because it was working into the headphones, but I didn't want to wear headphones for you guys. And so I was like, I'll just turn the Bluetooth off. Turned it off and nothing worked. No audio at all. So
we're going to have kind of a mishmash, as is the case with a lot of these tips and tricks and favorite things weeks that are not whips or not FOs, where it's very clear that we've got content. We've got another wonderful Eat, Sleep, Knit package that came our way, and another game that we can play. So that's super exciting. So I guess a tip or trick there would be like fun things happening over at Eat, Sleep, Knit, and briefly kind of chat about things here. Just wanted to give a shout out if you're a ZKN member and you have access to our catalog of wonderful previous events. The one with Janice this past weekend was like out of the park awesome. Just absolutely loved it. So many things that she showed us were like mind-blowing to me. Really interesting to see how those beautiful skeins that show up in our mailboxes or at the retreat come to be, right? And the process that goes into that. And just again, how her dye process looks. Like I've heard of other people and with different processes perhaps, but hers is very meticulous and well documented, and super fun to think that people will be getting those skeins in their inbox or their mailboxes soon, that they got to see dyed in real life.
Yeah, definitely a lot of things in the process I didn't realize. And it was a very, we had talked about it, of course, on the day of, but very much like a cooking show. Like she had cameras angle in, and then there was a handheld camera that was coming.
She had a cameraman. I made sure I gave her an extra tip on the speaking fee, and I was like, take him out for a dinner. He was like zooming in on the pot and you could see the flame. I mean, it was like, it was documentary style level of
No, I mean, it's just something that you don't appreciate. And then you think like, what would it have been like if we had only the still upper shot, right? It wouldn't have been the same. It was really cool. Like a very professional cooking segment on television.
Absolutely. So, and then the folks that stuck around for the stinger when it was off camera, we got to see the new base, which I hear is coming to Northfield at a February event soon. So that's exciting. But yeah, that's we've also got which we were talking about when I inadvertently shut down the whole Zoom. Speaking of technology problems, we were talking about our upcoming speaker with Jesse Ostermiller and color choice, which is a topic near and dear to my heart because it's been a lot of trial and error and anxiousness on my part when I'm choosing colors. And I'd really like to have some like tried true theory to throw behind that decision making. So she'll be our February speaker. And then I added to the calendar recently, if you hadn't noticed, that we're going to watch Babe. So with our Trough KAL, Trough is also in a farm. There's talking sheep and pigs and farm animals, and I thought it would be fun to have a Friday night flicks with Babe. So
okay,
yeah,
super
exciting upcoming events.
Yeah.
All right, so tips and tricks. For me, I have been battling with gauge a lot recently. My Tunisian crochet sweater was, I think I was mentioning, and I've got all of the component parts. It's just not been seamed together, but I was noticing that different crafts have different, different levels of stretch. Tunisian crochet is really interesting, and on the needle, I feel like or on the hook, I feel like it's really stretched out, but then it kind of zoops up when it's off of the hook.
Okay.
So like on the needle is a little misguiding or misleading. Sorry, you can be misguided. And so I had to go up several sizes on this mellow tunic, and then obviously as you go up sizes, it requires more yarn. So my 3-color sweater became a 4, but I'm very happy with my color choices going up to the gray. I really wanted this blue and orange to be together and this blue and orange to be together. So kind of adding the 3rd or 4th color in there was good. But like gauge is important, and gauge changes the amount of yarn you're going to use.
Right.
And as you adjust, other things have to be adjusted. So it's not playing checkers, right? It's playing chess.
Yep.
And then Amy and I have both been test knitting a beautiful brioche hat, this way and that hat, and I had gauge struggles there as well. So apparently I am a very loose brioche knitter.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm a tight knitter and I have a big head, so somehow magically it all worked out for me.
And sometimes
I had a lot of luck on my side on that one, because I did not once the gauge was announced, I did not get gauge. But the gauge I did get fit my head beautifully.
Yep. So mine, I played around with needle sizes, which is, if you're too large in your gauge, you go down in needle size. I think I went down to 0s, which still did not get me anything that seemed like a hat. So then I went down stitch count, and then I was like, whatever this is what it's going to be. And so mine ended up as a cowl. So that's the tip or trick, right? Like if you make something that ends up being way too large for any of I have a small head, but it was still too large for any of the large noggin folks in my life. I just added some ribbing rather than doing the very beautiful crown decreases. So I want to knit it again. I don't know if it's gonna go on my dance card, but yes, so beautiful.
Yeah,
so beautiful.
Yeah. So for me, it's kind of tight around the ribbing and then very sloochy. So like it was probably not supposed to be quite so slouchy, given the new gauge. But it fits. Yeah,
it's gorgeous. And again, very jealous of your crown. Think it's beautiful. But if you just do if you end up with a hat that's too big for your noggin, you can just end with the ribbing that you started with, basically, and it becomes a cowl, right? And it's a very warm cowl because that knitted brioche is kind of like color work, right? It's double thick, very smooshy. Yeah, it's beautiful, Amy. But I had a deadline, so I was making mine for the last Farmer's Daughter fiber colorway or month. And so I was like, okay, this is just becoming a cowl. I'm not ripping it out. I've got beautiful, that's the other thing about that pattern is I think it looks beautiful in a ton of different combinations, right? So think we both did solid, but you could do like a self-striping, you could do a, mini skeins, and it would look fabulous as those colors change going up. So definitely gauge is important. As I've struggled with it recently, gauge is important.
Yeah, I definitely had some magic in that because again, like my head
sometimes
is a little bit
aren't
bigger.
Ever in your favor, right?
But yeah, my little tip was that this morning I logged into my Instagram feed, and right there at the top was my friend Jenna, 716 Knit, having her yearly Buffy the Vampire sale, and it was 19% off her in-stock items. And so I ordered some this morning.
And she's telling you guys about it now that she's gotten her stuff.
Yes. After I've gotten mine. Yes. Like
and
I do
out, and she is going to very generously be one of our self-striping sponsors as well.
Yes.
So,
yes. Yeah. Anything that's HXC for hardcore on her website is a self-striper. So
and again, I'll get mushy. I'll show my little mushy center here, but Jenna was our first sponsor on this podcast of a KAL and sent prizes. And so we love her, and she drives her yarn van all the way across, to the middle of the United States. I guess not all the way across, from Buffalo. And love her to bits. Love her to bits.
Yes. No, very awesome, and very, very excited to add to my self-striping that will count for the KAL.
For the ZKKL. Yes. Double dip?
Yep, double dip. Definitely want to triple dip whenever I can.
Excellent. All right, so the yarn game that we got sent from Sleep Knit. So they sent some very fabulous goodies. So if you join their Yarn-a-thon, I assume everybody gets
you got a mouse too.
Yeah.
I know that in my actual account, I am a Targi Tiger.
Ooh. Are those listed here somewhere?
Huh?
I said, are those listed here somewhere? Maybe not. This says that I'm a member of Merino Mouse.
Right. When you get your first shipment, from them, you get assigned a team. I think because these were just promotional, they weren't tied to my regular account.
Obviously, yeah.
So I was just thinking,
so there's Merino Mice, there's Targi Tiger. What else? Is there like a Cormo something?
I don't know.
Okay. My mind is, I'm workshopping it in my mind here. What some of the fun other things would be. But I see that the quarterly craft along brioche. I see that that's why you were making a brioche.
And those are made. My hat is made out of Eat Sleep Knit yarn, so I double dip on that one too.
Excellent. And then did you get some beautiful pins as well? So there's Yarn-a-thon prizes after you get a certain number of yards.
So yeah, the first one you would get is these lovely skates. So cute with the
little leg warmers.
Yep.
And they're probably brioche leg warmers, I'm thinking.
Yeah. And then the second one you get is a hot cocoa with like this Fair Isle cup.
Is that the second one?
No. 4,000. Yeah, I think so.
Yep. So,
and they're pins. They're double stick pins. So they won't flip around.
So lots of really fun.
There you
yarn
go.
Being disguised in other items, either through the motifs, right?
You said how do I get the little trailer? That's what I want.
The cotton camper, 23,000 yards.
Okay, I don't think I've ever gotten that far.
I really like the cozy cottage, which is 50,000 yards.
Oh, okay.
The little ice cream cone is really fun too.
That I've hit before, 15.
Yeah, the tasty twist.
So but I think 23 might be a bit beyond me. I don't think I've gotten that far before.
Excellent. Well, in addition to some of the really fun prize levels that you can see there and the pins this year, rather than the patches, which I think you alluded to last time, they have a name your yarn brand. This is kind of a activity book. So there's coloring pages in here too, which is super fun. Totally worth an order to get that, in my opinion. Llamas.
Yeah.
Is everybody's different? Do you have different?
No, it's the same.
Okay, same. Maybe the mice are all the same, the merino mice.
No,
Amy, what is your yarn brand?
Okay, so if we're reading this correctly, I am Vivid Morning Fiber Co.
Ooh, I am Splattered Owl Fibers, which is really interesting considering like Knit Cahoots, right? With the little owl guys.
Oh yeah, you got an owl. Yeah.
I got an owl. So super fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really fun.
I don't know that I would call anything splattered in my yarn brand, but okay.
I mean, we like speckles, so it'd probably be speckled.
Maybe I could call it speckled owl, because that owls are speckled.
Yeah.
Rather than splattered.
We're tweaking our own name here, but
seeing what Janice did this past weekend, I will be dyeing yarn anytime.
Oh yeah, right, true. Yeah, we don't want our own yarn company. We're not worthy. All the dyers out there, we now have even more appreciation for your artwork.
Absolutely. All right, I held up my skeins earlier to kind of show you what I've gotten. So I am pink-tastic. I want to see yours.
And yours are really bright and mine are light.
Oh, so pinks?
Yeah, so I think it's a February, love Valentine's Day collection we got here. But yeah, mine are the lighter pinks.
I think I know what your speckled light one is.
Yeah, me too.
I think I've looked at it on their website.
Oh.
I think it's actually been in my cart, actually.
Okay. I know it because they sent it to me in a different base.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see you. Yeah, when I first looked in, I thought these were possibly the same. They are both single ply. This one has a little bit more of a heather / marl to the single ply, and this is very clearly a single ply.
Okay.
Without any other like base to it. And so then they provided us, this is probably going to be backwards for folks, right? What the mystery skeins
looks
are.
Good to me.
Okay. So we've got a Manos de Uruguay. We've got a Juniper Moon. We've got a Farmer's Daughter Juicy DK. And we've got a Malabrigo Washted.
Okay. So I think I've got guesses for yours. So that must mean I know what mine are. I think, of course, this is Farmer's Daughter's fiber in the Juicy DK. Because, again, I have this in the Mountain Pearls base already. So
that's what went into my cart was the Mountain Pearls base of it.
Yes, because that one's got BFL, of course.
Yeah. So we've identified the Farmer's Daughter, but fun that it's you've got it on DK. That'd make a really great little hat.
Yes.
Or
adding it to something else. I've got leftovers from a sweater I made of that base, so I could add it. And then
that one kind of reminds me of your Oink.
Yeah, it does. This one is very thick. And I'm not familiar with the other bases, but just seeing what you held up and the color sense of those, I think I'm going with the top one, Manos de Uruguay Cardo.
Okay. Is that kind of like chained? Is it like a chain?
No, it's just a high twist.
High twist. Okay. All right. One of these is Malabrigo. I think I'm going with the 100% single ply.
That would be my guess. That looks like a Malabrigo colorway to me.
Yes. This reads Malabrigo to me. In fact, like my whole screen just got lighter as I think the camera's like adjusting for it. Megan dark, Megan bright. So we've got that. You think that's Manos. So I was thinking that this might be Manos too, but Juniper Moon, I was wrong about Juniper Moon last time as well. Moonshine? Does Moonshine?
Well, to me, is it shiny? Does it have another fiber content in it?
It does. It seems like there's something marled in there, but it doesn't. It's not. Like shiny. I would think of like a tencel or a silk. Okay. And I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's a tencel or a silk to me.
Yeah. Well, and I guess
better guesses. I'll let you have Manos.
Okay. So now
And
we have
open our super highly secured answers packet.
which it's going to put the cards down here. Hey, I was right. Do. And this.
All right. Yes, this is Malabrigo English Rose. Again, I think we tagged that one correctly. That's just 100% superwash merino, very soft, single ply worsted.
I'm matching my skein today. This one's called Honky Tonkin, and that is the Juicy Decay, which is 100% superwash merino. And then this one, it is quite bulky. It's only 109 yards, and it's a Corriedale, 100% Corriedale in Peach Blossom.
Ooh. All right, so my marl here is, and aren't you so lucky that you got the one you did? Alpaca, wool, and silk blend. So yeah, these are pops of silk, and it is Moonshine by Juniper Moon. That makes sense. Duh, Moon, Juniper Moon. 197 yards, and I'm not seeing a colorway listed here. So it's just a lot number. Very fun. Very fun. Mystery solved. This episode of Zombie Yarn Detectives. And maybe we'll have something pink related to KAL coming up.
Well, now I want to tie this back on to the skein so
it doesn't get lost.
Yeah, not that I'll forget, but yeah, the yarn is there to go ahead and tie. So,
oh, we had people jumping in on it's Moonshine. We carry it at my LYS. Oh. Julia was helping. I didn't get a phone a friend. I didn't see it until just now. But we could do that in the future. I think they're going to continue to send these to us quarterly. We could do a phone a friend from the audience.
Yeah. And I plan on getting to these pins with my own purchases. So maybe we can throw these into some prizes in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They're super fun. I love patches as well. I have such I'm going to sew these on something awesome someday. I know that Tiffany has done that already. But it just hasn't happened. So not that the pins end up on things, right? So that's another tip or trick. I use the,
I think that, with pins, it's not permanent, right? So you can just kind of I'll throw it on here. No big deal. But then the patches, you're kind of it feels more permanent. So you want to really take your time.
Yeah. Or again, maybe in my mind, I'm thinking it could end up decor, right? Like as a pillow or on a board, right? Versus something that I would physically wear, I guess, or carry with me. But yep.
Super fun. I think we do need a pin flag though, or something. I've put my pins on so many different things around the house. It'd be kind of nice to have a pin. Yeah. Pennant or whatever those are, little flag, or not so little flag. It would have to be quite big to fit all my pins.
No, mine are very numerous. In fact, we just had this conversation on one of the late night VKNs. For my birthday, I received a knit pick code to receive an exclusive little happy birthday pin from them. Oh. And people were like, I don't remember ever giving knit picks my birthday. And I was like, I don't either. And you got in their interface. I don't know where it was put input. I don't know if it's because I've had a knit picks account since the beginning, right? Knit picks was probably one of the first places once I went to our knit group and started learning that people were using yarn from there, and I signed up for an account, whatever. Maybe back in the day, you could input your birthday, but they got me. Their marketing got me because I put in a knit picks order because I wanted exclusive birthday pin.
Yeah, and I was thinking I think the last time I ordered from Knit Picks, it was for that blanket, the Persian Dreams blanket. So And I know that you've ordered since then. So maybe
so,
you need to have ordered recently too.
So I got some Felici because, you know, I have a whole bin full of self-striping. I need more. They had some really compelling colors that I needed to have, and it's really soft, and a super affordable self-striping. And then I also got some Lindy chain because I have fallen in love with holding Lindy chain with like a merino, like a super crazy merino, and it kind of dyes it down, and it also kind of dilutes down the crazy. And then it also, it created a really nice fabric, like not so warm, but not too, you know, not too summery either, right? For transitional pieces. So I decided I needed more Lindy chain in my life to hold with something. So
yeah, I was excited to hear that the new base, you know, speaking of linen,
Queen City Yarns new base.
Yeah. Just so that maybe I can knit a top with it before ZK instead of buying it at ZK.
I need some turquoise and I need some green, and they need to be together in something.
Yes, as I recall,
you might have to make the trip with me to Northfield, and we'll have to raid the.
I remember that the peaches and corals were calling to me. As they were being held up. The purple was quite beautiful too, but those might be where my brain is at.
Yeah. Well, if it doesn't get purchased before ZK, it's definitely on the ZK shopping list. So.
Yep. I think so. But yeah, so that was fun.
Thanks to Eat Sleep Knit. Thanks to all of you for joining us. And again, put in a plug there, join the movie night and upcoming color choices. And if you haven't already watched the video, super great. I think my expectations were like not low, but like she was just so like, well, are we just gonna watch water boil? I was like, no, there's gonna be all kinds of things that you're gonna be able to tell us that we have no idea about, right? So it was a super great time. So
yeah, no, it was definitely fun. And yeah, like I said, it's like a cooking show. You should go watch it if you have access.
How yarn is made.
ZKN, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Ufta. All right, we're done.